Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Pangea. Thank you. At this time, we ask that you please silence any mobile devices you have with you. And tonight, Pangea is very pleased to present Landis and Winston in a Schore thing.
Hi, Boots. Here's some songs, fine and fancy, that we hope we'll get right. They're by Raj and some by Nancy, and they're all jazzed up tonight. Ooh, listen to that fine walking bass of Mr. Boots Mallison, our friend. Hey, Boots, do you think you could give me a cool walking line for their song, Walkin'? Hey there, you there, looking lonely. I know the deal, just how you feel. So you lost your lover, pick yourself off the floor, start walking, place your destiny in your feet. You'll discover there's a lover in store. Out walking, I can't wait for you two to meet. Lace up your shoes, baby. Walk off your blues now. I know someone you can love evermore. She's walking. You can find her if you just walk with me. You were spotted and this girl went for you while walking. Like you, my lover, had gone away. Couldn't ask for more than I asked for you. Walking, that's when you came my way. Out of the blue, baby, I found my new love. Forget your troubles and come walk with me. Forget your troubles and come walk with me. Thank you. Thank you, and welcome to Pangea on this very, very cold night. Thank you for being here. I met Roger Schore about 25 years ago, and we've been friends ever since, and we used to take walks around this neighborhood and always ended up singing duets, and he would come up with some lyrics and I would come up with some music, and it turned into a collaboration. And
before we started writing, we'd walk around and the walks would suggest a rhythm, a cadence, and not surprisingly, we would fall into singing, mostly songs from the theater, such as this one from the 1950s. But before, I just want to introduce myself. I'm Roger Schore of The Schore Thing. Thank you. And as everyone has said, really, thank you for coming out tonight. It wasn't easy. Couldn't have been easy for anybody. So we really appreciate your being here. Thanks again. Want to start the song? We're two lost souls on the highway of life. We ain't even got a sister or brother, but ain't it just great? And ain't it just grand? We got each other. Two lost ships on a stormy sea. One with no sail
and one with no rudder.
But ain't it just great? And ain't it just grand? We got each other. Two lost sheep in the wilds of the hills, far from the other Jacks and Jills. We wandered away and went astray, but we ain't fussin' 'cause we got us, and we're two lost souls on the highway of life, and there is no one with whom we would rather say, ain't it just great, and ain't it just grand? We got each other wherever we go, whatever we do, as long as you got me.
And I got you.
We got a lot because we got each other.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Roger wrote not only with some composers who are alive, like myself and Ronnie White, but he also wrote very many songs with some fine posthumous jazz composers. And to play some of those beautiful songs with his lyrics, please welcome Kathleen Landis Bartos.
Thank you. Well, changing life from being a classical pianist to studying improvisation way before coming to New York, of course, Bill Evans was going to be one of my favorites. How could he not be, right? So I'm not alone in that world of pianists who love Bill Evans. However, I've never heard one of Roger's lyrics done before to a Bill Evans tune, and as many Bill Evans pieces as I played, I've never played this song. I am absolutely charmed with his lyric, so much so that I'd ask him, along with our improvisation, would Roger recite his lyrics for us in April.
And who was the instrumental's title, original?
It was
Nanette.
for Nanette, the wife of Bill Evans.
You feel the charm of spring in April. Something's in the air. The world's a playground swing in April. Suddenly the sunshine discloses. Soon there'll be roses. Your heart proposes twice a day. Imagine love blossoms all around in April. Not a single care, your lonely heart has found a home today. And in the space of a minute, you're swept up in it. With luck, you'll win it. Your spring bouquet, that happy ending, a love in April that will stay.
Imagine. Second verse, Roger.
Your life has just begun in April. Joy is everywhere due to that special one in April. She can make a cottage, a tower, a bud, a flower, an April shower, a surprise. Imagine. Love, it's the only game in April. Nothing can compare when Cupid plans to aim his lethal dart. Then you'll take leave of your senses, drop all defenses as he commences to do his part. When you start falling and April steals away your heart.
Beautiful, Roger. I mean, that is a really gorgeous lyric. This next lyric also new to me. I'd only earlier really known a few of Roger's lyrics. I knew Bittersweet from several recordings I had heard of Meredith DeBrum and Daryl's recording, yes, on her recording, and a few of yours with Nancy, but well, we have a lot of great singers who have recorded your lyrics, and they're worthy of it. So that's why we wanted to present this. It's a long body of work, and it's just, I think, gotten better and better. Not sure of when you wrote this song, but it was written by a wild man, Wild Bill Davis, arranger, composer, and it had another title, which Roger's going to tell you, but it has very, I think, appropriate lyrics, and I'll tell you a little bit about the story in a second. What was it originally called?
The original title was Stolen Sweets, and it was recorded by Henry Mancini and his big band, Stanley Turrentine, Richard Wyans, Johnny Hodges, and I just want to back up and say Celia Burke is in the house, and she did a great version of Bittersweet, too, so thank you.
Now I'm nervous. Well, this song has meaning to me because it reminds me very much of my first dinner date with Armand, my husband. During COVID times, he invited me from Rhinebeck to come down, drive all the way down to Brooklyn, where he was going to fix me dinner. He gave me the wrong address, of course, but that was for starters. But when I did get there, he was fully supplied with vodka, drinks all over the table, which you'll understand why this is appropriate. Here you are laughing with me, sharing a bottle of port, finding your hand on my knee means I was brought here for sport Can't you behave yourself? Better behave yourself. Otherwise, how can I resist? No going back to your room. You'll only tempt me with wine, plus other things, I presume. Morally, I should decline. That's the lecture I gave myself on how to behave myself. But I really asked myself, at my age, do I really want this cat and mouse game? Or do I want what I want? Boots, I'm going to talk to you about it. I don't know what I should do. I said, no going back to your room. You'll only tempt me with wine, plus other things, I presume. Morally, I should decline. That's the lecture I gave myself on how to behave myself. Forgotten the moment. Forgotten the moment. Forgotten the moment I was kissed. Mwah. Yes, Roger.
Thanks, Landis. That was a lot of fun.
Nancy, come back up.
A lot of us in this room had a very good friend, a wonderful songwriter who was born in New York but migrated in his early 20s to Arizona, and 10 years later went to California and achieved success as a pop songwriter of the day, and his name was Lou Spence. Lou is greatly missed and was a terrific personal friend to me and to a lot of other people. And I was lucky enough to, from time to time, hear some of his unpublished melodies, and this one in particular I found very attractive.
And Lou was a wonderful guy, and excuse me, every year that he came out from California, he would always stay in Roger's apartment just a few blocks from here in Stuytown.
Yeah.
And he became a landlord.
He took the bedroom, I took the couch. Something happened late last night. Something happened when I woke today. In the darkness came the light. I looked at her in a different way. Before I go and say the name for it, I wonder if she feels it too. Last night her eyes said she was game for it, and her kiss makes me wish it were true. Something happened late last night, something you feel but is hard to see. Is that what has come over me? Something happened when we kissed. I could hear where my heartbeats pound. Something happened, why resist? Who knew a kiss could be this profound? Last night those lips set off the fireworks, which brought these feelings into play. For me, that's just the way desire works. From a kiss, I get carried away. That's what happened. I'm in love until my senses again prevail. I'm gonna live my fairy tale. Lou Spence and Nancy Winston.
Beautiful, Raj. And Lou Spence and Roger Shore.
Oh, I continue the story. Boy meets girl, honeymoon over, seasons change, fall becomes winter, somewhat like this one, and one of the couple has a desperate desire to escape to tropical climes. Nancy and I wrote a song about that situation called Picture This, Picture That.
I'm sick of the ice, fed up with the snow. Look at the mercury 20 below, who needs it? Let's go to someplace warm. Use the timeshare and the spa. Or maybe raise the ante and sail away to Shangri-La. Picture you on a tropical isle, on a beach by a shimmering sea, in a Panama hat. Picture this, picture that, as you ask, how's my tan? Going native, 'cause that is the style. Spearing fish, picking fruit off a tree. Your reward is a kiss. Picture that, picture this. Well, I can. There's a voice in the wind that I hear night and day, and it whispers to me, come away, come away, come away. Picture two who are deeply in love, sailing off to their own valley high. On that storybook day, picture us as we say sayonara, ciao, goodbye. Finding bracelets of shells that a mermaid once wore. And if you go for beaches, one reaches our cabin's front door. With the temperatures making us real, who can deal with the ice and the snow? I would much rather say, pass the Bain de Soleil, so with copper tone in tow, say the word, and away we go. Thank you. Thank you. Well, we used to sing duets of other people as well.
This is another one of those walking songs, and this time it's by Julie Stein and Comden and Green. Every day, just go along dawn to sundown. Here's the rundown. Every day that comes once in a lifetime. Take each day and gather the rosebuds in it. Fill each minute.
Every day that comes once in a lifetime. Think of now. Tomorrow is waiting in the wings. Who knows what it brings? While the future waits, the present swings from day to day. In Brooklyn or China, across the bay. Only once comes this particular sky. Only once these precious hours will fly. Only once in a lifetime today goes by. So live, live, live today.
Think of now.
Think of now, tomorrow is waiting in the wings. Who knows what it brings? While the future waits, the present swings from day to day. In Brooklyn or China, across the bay. Only once comes this particular sky.
Only once this precious hours will fly.
Only once in a lifetime today comes by.
So live, live, live today.
Thank you, Raj. Thank you. What do we do now, Kathleen? The aforesaid composers, posthumous composers, never complained. They never sent a rewrite note to Roger. And Landis is going to come up and do some of those beautiful songs.
Well, Roger, you
I just want to add that the following song, I have a co-lyricist, the
Okay.
late great jazz singer Carol Sloan is on the lyric to this.
yes, you're co-writer. Boots and I did this at Catano Jazz Room the first time, and it was the first piece I had done of Roger's. I'd like you to hear the lyric first, just because I think it's so poetic. Wandering by the water, gazing at lotus blossoms, choosing a pair and one for my hair, an August or two ago. Drinking the wine of summer, clinging to one another, stars soft and pale, we follow the trail to where the azaleas grow. Hand in hand, a world apart, a silver moon appears. Stones we found and kept are still my loving souvenirs. Autumn now finds me wondering, where is the summer hiding? Words we once spoke through autumn's blue smoke have faded into the haze. Gone is the girl, and gone is the boy, and gone lotus blossom days. Wandering by the water, gazing at lotus blossoms, choosing a pair and one for my hair, an August or two ago. Drinking the wine of summer, clinging to one another. Stars soft and pale, we follow the trail to where the azaleas grow. Hand in hand, a world apart, a silver moon appears. Stones we've found and kept are still my loving souvenirs. Autumn now finds me wondering, where is the summer hiding? Words we once spoke like autumn's blue smoke have drifted into a haze. Hand in hand, a world apart, a silver moon appears. Stones we've found and kept are still my loving souvenirs. Autumn now has me wondering, where is the summer hiding? Words we once spoke like autumn's blue smoke have drifted into a haze. Gone is the girl and gone is the boy, and gone lotus blossom days. A flower is a lovesome thing. Thank you, Billy Strayhorn and Roger Shore. Well, I get to play all of my favorite jazz composers, and this is jazz night at Pangea, so we have a good chance to keep that theme working with these wonderful compositions of the posthumous composers, as Nancy says. I love playing Brazilian music and especially Argentine music. And of course, if you love Brazilian music, you love Jobim, right? Of course, of the many songs I play of Jobim, I had never learned this one and always wanted to. but I'd never heard Roger's lyric. And the first time I heard it, it stopped me cold. It's so powerful. So I've asked him again to please recite. This is called Zingaro, and the English is Portrait in Black and White.
Love's a game of let's pretend, so sweet at first, but in the end, it leaves a bitter taste that lasts for years. We were young and starry-eyed. We never left each other's side. Like other kids, we'd laugh and sing, and time was just a passing thing. But we're not children anymore. You said goodbye and slammed the door. With just a word, a marriage disappears. Even now, I can't begin to understand the fool I've been. I swear, I won't be taken in again. Maybe I ignored the signs and never read between the lines, not picking up the warnings all around. Who was wrong? Who was right? Is love a portrait, black and white? Were we a little bit naive to trust a game of make-believe? Perhaps in time the ache will mend, the wounds will heal, the hurt will end, and love may even once again be found. Someone who with just a glance will know my feelings in advance. So wonderful, I'll take a chance again. 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 Kathleen Landis, Boots Mallison, thank you. And I just want to add, thank you, that lyric was commissioned by a terrific and wonderful jazz singer from New Jersey, Nancy Morano. And Nancy, thank you.
It's probably up here. I'm going to introduce you anyway, even when we don't have your sheet.
It's on a piece of cardboard.
The show must go on, it's true. Well, I guess you know who I'm going to introduce. Need I say any more? Except one. She is a beloved. Be quiet a second, Daryl. She's our beloved colleague of many, many years. The last gig, real serious gig that we had together, Nancy and Daryl and I had a gig at the Plaza Athénée. And we that was just before COVID. Hello, goodbye to that gig. And we had a lot of fun sharing that gig. And many of you were there and came to visit us at that gig. And we called ourselves the Three Divas there. And so I'd like to invite that diva up, who is no stranger to Pangea. She's well known here, and our dear friend whom we love very much, Daryl Sherman, to do a Roger and Nancy tune.
It's gone. I put it right here. And it's right here. It's right here. Oh, oh, the Encyclopedia of Music by Norman Lloyd. I recommend it thoroughly. Good. Okay. Whoops. Boots has played this song with me, but it was so long ago. Things have happened. I'm confessing that I love you. But I'm confessing, as we discussed earlier, I spent more time doing my hair. And writing this out so it was legible enough for me to see, than actually remembering it. So that's over with. Here we go. Okay. You're so clever, like a puzzle, with such pieces slightly awry. Do I know you? Am I eager to try? Warm and tender, cool and distant, inconsistent, change in your tune, showing phases even more than the moon. I'm facing a stranger, easy to love, trying to know. You're placing endanger the love we would never outgrow. Simply speaking, you're a knockout. Must you lock out one who's involved like a puzzle? Will you ever be solved? Try beating on one drum. Say what you mean. Mean what you say. You're such a conundrum. It's puzzling to me why I stay. Enigmatic. Are you ever? Will you never hand me the key? Don't be clever. Don't be cunning. Keep my interest in the running. You're a riddle, like a puzzle to me. 'Tis a puzzlement. And by the way, I recorded this song on the album Guess Who's in Town, and it is played every week on WNYC. They skip days. So they should be logging, Nancy and Roger should be logging up plenty of dough. Anyway, isn't that a wonderful song? Thank you.
Well, that was a wonderful performance and a lot of fun. And Daryl, I've heard that many, many times, but Daryl being the true jazz artist she is, every time it's different. But always amazing and delightful. Coming up next is another very good artist, friend, amazing singer. She recently completed a wonderful evening at Birdland and has a brand new CD out entitled I'll Take Romance. And she's my co-lyricist on this song by the very pretty well known in the industry, at least, Michael Mickey Leonard. And she has a story to tell how the song was brought to her. So without further ado, may I introduce Jane Schechter.
Okay. Hi. Okay. Do you want me to tell?
tell the story.
Oh, tell the story first. Okay.
Whatever you want.
Okay. Well, in 1981, Mickey, who was well known for his gorgeous songs "I'm All Smiles" and "Why Did I Choose You," he's a good friend, and he gave me a sheet of music, which has been on my piano ever since, and it was called "A Song for Bill Evans," because he was very good friends with Bill Evans, and Bill Evans died in 1980. So I had this gorgeous piece of music. I even managed to try and play it, except the chords were so wide it took me arpeggios to even get all the chords with Mickey's insane, fabulous chords. Anyway, somewhere along the way I said, Mickey, this song's so gorgeous it should have lyrics to it. So at one point we tried to do it, and Mickey was not happy with the lyrics. Wonderful, wonderful composer John Wallich had a stab at it. Mickey was really difficult, let's put it that way, for those of you who know him. Anyway, Mickey left us in 2015, and I just kept hoping somehow there would be lyrics. And during the pandemic, I called Roger, and I said, Roger, I have this gorgeous piece of music that Mickey Leonard wrote, and I have an idea for what a theme for it. And so back and forth over the phone, because I was living in Massachusetts for a period of time, and we came up with this. And it's just an amazing song, and I tend to get a little emotional about it, but let's, fingers crossed. Okay. When all the world is sound asleep, before the stars have all flown, I'm wide awake and looking back at all the loves I've known. A choice I made, the chance I missed, keep running all through my mind, along with someone wonderful whose smile I left behind. So if I'm wistful as the years go by, I know exactly why I'm in this state. I can't erase a tape already played, undo the choices made, it's far too late. I may have fallen slightly short in winning true love's gold ring, but looking back, it's nice to know I once knew the real thing. is a quiet loss, and yet the time may pass, we'll meet again. Someday, true love may start for me, means so much more to me than it did then. The world revolves and time dissolves and seasons change, as we know. But love goes on, and looking back, it never lets me go. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. Oh, Jane, I thought you were going to tell a story about when you were in the room with Sandy Stewart, and you started to sing the song back in perfect pitch to Mickey the first time. Quick, tell that.
Well, there was a tribute. Oh, sorry about the lyrics. I get so famished. Anyway, there was going to be a tribute that Barbara Brussel and I think Karen Oberlin put together at Metropolitan Room, and I went to have a rehearsal with Mickey, and ahead of me was Sandy Stewart, and she was sitting in front of me, and I was sitting behind her. And I said, Mickey, did you ever do anything with that gorgeous song you wrote? And he said, what song? And I went, you know, the one that goes da 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 da. And he started to remember it, da 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 da. And he was playing in the exact same key that I was singing it. And Sandy Stewart turned around and looked at me, and she said, "Are you kidding me?" I wasn't.
It's nice to have perfect pitch. As long as the piano's in tune, right? Well, I'd like to bring up Roger and Nancy back onto stage. Nancy.
Well, this is a song that Roger and I wrote, and some of you who were around in the 80s and the 90s may remember a beautiful cabaret room called Rainbow and Stars. 65 stories above Rockefeller Center, and the beautiful Rosemary Clooney had a winter residency I guess it was starting in January every year. And this is a song. What did you say, Roger? February. Oh, February. Thank you. He's like a walking Wikipedia. All right. Pasadena roses grow in winter, a fact not many towns can claim or boast. Manhattan winters had a flora, an Irish rose, faith and begorra, lovelier than most, found on that other coast. Flying in from the west through a midwinter storm, why in hell am I booked when the weather's not warm? She would joke from the stage of that glass-paneled room, and for one winter month I would watch a rose bloom. Looking down on the snow and the tourists and cars, from my heavenly perch known as Rainbow and Stars, I was there to be wrapped in a voice warm as fleece, neatly timed to her annual Concord release. That was me, That was Rose, singing Rogers and Porter and Mercer and Moore, and of course George and Ira, her neighbor next door. She'd throw open her arms as if giving a hug, and the room seemed to shrink. I felt cozy and snug. She would offer up songs, mainly ballads and swing, tales of Nelson and Frank, and of course her pal Bing, poking fun at White Christmas, her film with Bob Hope, or her kids, or her meeting a queen, or the Pope. That was Rose, my winter rose. I'll admit what I said heretofore was a lie. All those wonderful nights in that room passed me by. That's because all her shows, I am sad to report, fell on evenings when I was a few dollars short. Now I may have the cash, but what good does it do? Winter Rose has passed on, and the rainbow has too. But I still hear her voice in my heart. It won't roam when I think of that time. 30 Rock was her home, home to Rose. Here's to Rose. Of all the chapters in my life, the one that wins hands down is that long forgotten time a winter rose bloomed in my home. Thank you. Thank you. Rosemary Clooney. We're going to try to get that song to George Clooney, who's opening on Broadway.
So if anyone knows George,
Anybody
or
knows
has
George.
his private phone number, contact Nancy. Again, this song, the next one is one by Nancy and myself. It came out of one of our walks, and it's from a genre maybe they don't write much anymore. It's a friendship song, and it's called "You'll Never Wear Out Your Welcome."
You're good-natured, always cheerful. In these crazy times, that's saying quite a lot. Never grumpy, and that's pleasant. That's why I love the friendship that we've got. In this ditzy Xanax-taking world where sadness is around, you lift me up whenever you're around. Oh, you'll never outwear your welcome, because you're always a welcome sight. Like the light burning in my window when I'm coming home at night. That incandescent smile, your quick and easy laugh are always out in force when I'm needing a friend to cheer me. You're the pal I call, of course. You're so easy to get along with. You have the latest joke on tap. That we share the same sense of humor is one more feather in your cap. I'm finding every year that not a soul comes near to matching your appeal. So you'll never wear out your welcome, and I welcome the way I feel.
Someone meeting you for the first time just has to come away impressed by your happy-go-lucky manner. But above all, I like best the goodness in your heart for setting you apart from everyone I see. That's why you'll never wear out your welcome, and I welcome your liking me. I like you.
I like you.
I like you.
And I welcome your liking me. Thanks, Raj. Thank you. What comes now?
What comes now is
Ah, yes.
yes, from another walk. Again, a song we didn't write, but that we truly love. And explain who the composers are.
Our wonderful friend, Ronnie White.
No,
What are we on now?
no, this is Bart Howard.
Oh, right. Oh. Okay.
He is good too.
That's because that page was turned around. And this book, this encyclopedia needs to come this way. So. Bart Howard wrote my part of this song. It's a duet, and we used to sing it on those walks. And
It was called.
your part of the song is...
And my part of the song is by, again, Julie Stein,
Oh, you did
Betty
say that,
Comden,
right.
and Green, from Bells Are Ringing, and it's a well-known song, a standard, but the Bart Howard song isn't, and it's called...
I want to thank you for the lovely summer. I want to thank you for the lovely summer. You made it gay right from May through September. It was wonderful fun finding you in the sun, the most beautiful fun I can remember. I'll always see you when I hear the ocean. I'll feel your touch, there's so much to recall. I want to thank you, my friend, for the really lovely summer. And better luck to both of us next fall. Better luck to both of us next fall.
The party's
I want
over.
to thank you
It's
for the
time
lovely
to
summer.
call it a day. They
You
burst
made
your
it gay
pretty balloon
right from May
and taken the moon away.
through September.
It's time to walk.
It was wonderful
the
fun
masquerade.
finding you in the sun.
Just make your
The most
mind
beautiful
up.
fun
The
I can
piper
remember.
be paid. The
I'll always
party's
see you when
The
I hear
candles
the
flicker and
ocean.
dim. You danced and
I'll feel your
dreamed through the
touch.
night.
There's
It
so
seemed
much
to be right.
to recall.
Just being with him now, you
I
must
want to
be
thank you, my
all
friend,
dreams
for the
must
really lovely summer.
take off your makeup.
Better luck
The
to both of us
party's
next
over.
fall.
It's all over.
Better luck to both of us next
my
fall. Thank you. Thank you, Raj. Thank you. Thank you, Raj. And now for that
I think-
lovely tune from Ronnie White.
Is this our thanks?
This is our thanks. We want to thank you all for coming. I want to thank Roger Shore for writing some of the most beautiful lyrics.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
This project I had nothing to do with. It was initiated by both Nancy and Landis. So
I want to thank Landis
very grateful
behind
to
me
them.
there. And Boots.
Boots.
Mallison, and Daryl Sherman, and Jane Schechter.
Absolutely. The indispensable Daryl Sherman and indispensable Jane Schechter.
Thank you so much for coming out tonight. And this one, and the club. Do we announce that? That's Kathleen.
My fault.
I mean Landis. Can never keep it straight.
The next song is by our good friend, Mr. Ronnie White. And it's a lyric of a couple of years old now that I wrote with Ronnie. And again, we all want to thank you for coming out tonight. And it's been a tumultuous fall. And as we start the new year, I think, at least where I'm concerned, I'm going to take a deep breath, a step back. And when I do proceed one step at a time. Let's fall in love one step at a time, taking it slow, not fast. One foot on the brake might cancel a mistake. Better that we make it last. Playing it cool sounds like a good rule. That's the way we'll begin. Falling in love one step at a time, knowing only fools rush in.
Excuse me, that's very nice, very nice. Ronnie White is such a great jazz player. Let's honor him. Do you think we could try this as a swing?
I hope so, and I know just the people to do it, too.
Let's give it a little. Let's see if it works, Boots. Okay. 1, 2. It works. Roger, try it.
We'll take it slow, one step at a time, keeping it sweet and light. Turning down the heat might be a tricky feat, but it feels completely right. Lovers who lunge when taking the plunge seldom, if ever, win. Let's fall in love one step at a time, knowing only fools rush in.
Come on, Nancy, get in here. You can do this in a swing. And
Let's-
1, 2, ready and go.
Let's fall in love one step at a time. Can it work? Yes, indeed.
The swing works.
Slowing down the pace and lengthening the chase. That's the kind of race we need. Let's you and I give patience a try. Let's give that wheel a spin. Falling in love one step at a time, knowing only fools, silly dizzy fools, knowing only fools rush. Nice and easy does it every time.
Thank you to Pangea. Thank you, Stephen, Arnaldo, and Merrick on sound and lights.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kathleen Landis, Nancy Winston, and Roger Schore.
Can you take it over, Boots?
Hello.
What a joy to hear you perform that
Oh, thank you.
song.
It's a wonderful song. I always loved the music, and I just knew Roger was the one to, the line like this one I did get right was love unspoken is a quiet loss. Oh.
It's a beautiful line. Beautiful
yeah,
line.
he wrote just, and
Your
I
delivery.
can't erase a tape already played, undo the choices made. It's far too late. Just he writes such wonderful lyrics. It was great.
And that's what the whole show is about.
Yeah.
It's one beautiful lyric
And
after another.
He's just the dearest man.
Yeah.
He's just.
For me, one of the most surprising things of the show is I've known Roger for about 20 years, but I didn't know he performed. I knew him as a lyricist.
That's true.
This is the first time I've ever heard him.
He's hidden the singing, and he's.
Yeah. And that duet was delightful.
Wonderful.
The Comden Green and Bart Howard piece was just the two of them were playing off each other with magic.
Yeah, I loved the last song. I loved when they started to do, Fools Rush In, and he goes into Lou Spence's Nice and Easy. Fabulous.
It was a lovely show.
Yes, it
and I'm
was.
so glad I was here.
I'm honored to be a part of it.
Yeah.
One step at a time.
One step at a time. Which was a beautiful song. And one after the other, you just kept performing these delightful, gorgeous lyrics.
Oh.
And it was a joy to hear. And I had never heard you perform. It was absolutely a delight. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm really, it was so much fun discovering Roger's whole body of work. And then to put it all together for an evening, it was just kind of a natural fit, especially with the jazz things for me.
Especially that lovely swing shift you made on the last song.
On Ronnie's song, yeah. I think
Ronnie,
he would approve of it being a swing.
Well, he'll be seeing this video, so I promise you he'll be enjoying it.
Wonderful.
And thank you so much.
Oh.
And the audience certainly enjoyed it, you can tell.
Your knowing energy of each other was phenomenal. It fueled its own special magic.
Oh, that's great.
You've got under your bridge. It's wonderful. Yeah.
Well, we've been friends for a long time. Nancy and I worked at Pierre Hotel together. She worked on my off nights, and I was there for 22 years. And I think she was there for about 19. So we've been friends a long time. It's nice to have women friends in the business, like Daryl and I are all friends. There's no competition, It's
not at all. It's more of a empathetic support. Yeah.
And yet the show is very profound, and I love that you call yourself the Divas, and yet you don't come off as like divas. If you know what I'm saying, it's like the best of all worlds.
Great.
Well, brava.
Thank you.
And brava.
Thank you. We'll do it again, hopefully.
The word I should have said was clunky.
kissing me.
Here, here. There we go. We gotta get you on camera.
My hair, my lip.
Steve, we're amongst lovely friends and lovely talent, and it's a joy to have you here.
It's nice to hear the poetic lyric sung and swung so sweetly. How about that?
It swung as they sung.
Yeah, that's right. It swung great. I love Roger, but it was nice. This kind of show, which is very good, it's like going to a museum and seeing on the four walls of one painter and all of the different moves and everything, showing the breadth of his talent. Sometimes I didn't know, sometimes I was happy to hear again. I never knew he sang, but he sings great. So this tribute is well deserved.
Well, and I had never known, as I said before, that he sang.
I know he sings great.
Yeah, I mean,
charming.
Just one song after another. He was delightful. And they're talking about coming up with ideas as they walked from around the neighborhood. Yeah.
I'm going to. I have an idea for him to write a lyric to this song. I know, but we've talked about stuff in the past. But he's such a charming man, and I have no more to say except I love it.
Thank you, Steve. I wanted to say it was such a special show. The magic going across from one person to the other
Thank you, Mark.
was just empathy and joy personified.
Thank you so much. This was a real labor of love. I'm Roger's lyrics and Kathleen's playing, Landis is playing, and remembering your dad, who my very good friend Frank Scully studied with a long time ago.
That's a very special story, actually, because my father was not someone who taught very often, and I didn't understand this until I was older, but when I was about 8, he had Frank paint
your portraits.
From photos taken of me, a portrait of me at age 8, and it was my father's gift to me, ultimately, and my family.
It's a barter system.
The barter system.
It was alive and well back in the 70s.
Well, it was in the 60s, but Frank...
In the 60s, right. But he adored your dad. He adored him.
And Frank was...
He was my first boyfriend here in the city. I was playing in a place, and he came in, and the rest is history. And we were together for 4 years, and then we didn't see each other for maybe 20, 25 years, and then we resumed our friendship. So
and
he
Frank
was
Scully was the CEO
president of Funk and Wagnalls.
Look that up in your Funk and Wagnalls.
Yeah, exactly. Corinthian Broadcasting, Hertz Corporation. He did the whole corporate thing. But he was a fine pianist and a Renaissance man. And say again?
Not an easy line to straddle.
Not an easy line. He was truly gifted. And he did a portrait of me, which hangs in my apartment, which if you didn't have to go back to Pennsylvania, you would see it hanging on the wall some other time.
Some other time, but his is hanging on my wall, so I'm honored.
Good. Comes
and
full
I'm honored
circle.
to have been here.
I'm honored to have you here. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Thank you.
We're just overjoyed at this beautiful performance, one after the other. I've been talking with your colleagues, and the melding of beautiful music and talent was very, very special to me.
Well, you said it all, and I'm just stunned by the breadth of material written by Roger and Nancy, and glad that I could participate in this.
Well, and I never heard a bass walk so beautiful. The lyrics were gorgeous, and though I've heard some of your songs, I'd never heard such a melange of one after the other, delightful, beautiful lyrics.
Thank you, Mark. I've been doing it for a long time because I've known you for a long time. So it's nothing overnight at all. Probably I consider myself having started with the Lehman Engel workshop, so we go back to 1978. So it's been quite a while, but
I had never known you performed, and performed so beautifully. It was a delight to hear you sing.
I thank you. I enjoy it. I'm scared to do it, but I enjoy doing it.
Well, the scared didn't come across at all.
Oh,
It came
okay.
across
Thank you.
smoothly.
Thank you.
And
Everything
the
you
duet
say, I
was
appreciate.
a marvel. That was just, you were able to keep your lovely rendition of Comden Green while she was doing the Bart Howard.
Thank you.
Each of you beautifully, and
We-
they melded perfectly.
Thank you. That's something we've done forever, even at the Pierre Hotel. So we've been doing it for a while. It's kind of a thank you.
It shows your camaraderie. It's okay. It's okay. Your camaraderie is just incredible.
Yeah, well,
Years you got under your bridge together.
yeah, we all love each other. We all see each other, and we're friends. So it works.
And that adds magic to the whole performance.
And would you
let
do
me
me
tell
a
you.
thank you? Would you do me a favor? If you see and talk to Ronnie, would you tell him we did his song and that it went over pretty well?
He'll be seeing it. This video is going to reach him first. I promise you.
Pleases me no end, really. Thank you, Mark, very
you.
much. Have a great night.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.